Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Hunter x Hunter. It's episode 98. I think we will continue with the original story arc, because it seems like we finished this short interlude of having the group around Crawlo back in the game, which was a bit surprising, seriously. But yeah, who knows? Whatever I think is, I really look forward to see what will happen in 2 more episodes, because it is 100, and I ask myself if the creators have something special there for us. Maybe not, we will see. However, this time we jump in. As always, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe if you have not already done so. If you want to visit the next episodes after watching this one, go over to my Patreon, and so much being said, here we go in 3, 2, 1, now. I mean, we ended off in his fight here, the Jaguar kind of type. Finally, the hunters make it. That's gonna be interesting. Oh, they reached the palace again, where the real king lives. So they ran away from the others? From the human? They asked to be welcome, I guess? He's still thinking he has the upper hand there. Trying his own plans. I don't know about you, but I'm not really sure what's going on. But the smirk on the lion's face was, yeah, well. Boy, don't be stupid and think you can go against this king. Just kills everyone. Infiltration and Selection. Okay. Yeah. Those two. Oh, well. Oh, okay. Wow. So the people watch themselves. Yeah. The people spy on each other. Yeah. Yeah. Totalitarian system. What was with him? Is he tired? Ay, ay, ay. Oh, okay. So Grandpa Zoldyck knows the country. Interesting. Yeah, because otherwise they will see you and know directly you're not. Yeah. He's so good at stuff like that. Well, no, trained assassin. So no one's there? Or what? Ugh. They are all being brought to the palace. Aging. Yeah, there was blood on the floor. Yeah. Why kill an entire village? Ah, okay. Think about that, 5 million people, and they're about to kill them all. Yeah. Yeah. Not enough time. Which is very harsh already. 10,000. Yep. Poor kite. Oh. Wow. Yes, if it would be so simple. But that means a lot of dead people. A lot of dead people. You will save the people. I mean, it's gone. Yep. Never P2. By the way, thanks for the multiple ones of you, who informed me that it is Nefer P2 is the controlling one. Yes, true. It was a bit weird because due to the music being played while Kite fought as a controlled version. I don't know if he can do that. Because I thought it was Shireproof. Due to the music playing, right? So... Nah, not really. Liar, liar. Oh, they're being watched. Who's watching them? Yes, and they're splitting up. Ah, it's him. Oh. Oh. They need information. So one of the few that survived. It's a typical thing. Acting as though it wasn't him then. Yep. Yep. You can handle him later. They have the same problem. Yep. I just wrote down that question. Funnily enough. Not funny. It's a big one. Did he sense something? Yeah. Leaf falling. The fuck is that? Whoa. Nice. Okay, it tailed the tree. Like a snake, Jin. Okay, he can jump, yeah. I mean, he could have sensed it with an N. Yeah, it was a weaker one, I guess. Hmm. Good question. Yep. Okay. Hmm. He's kind of testing, right? Bit like an evil gremlin or something like that. Yeah. Well, why? I mean, he wanted to go against Killua in the beginning. Um, so it's a bit weird that he's now following Gon instead. I don't know. It's a bit weird. But yeah, he wants to see how strong he really is to make sure either if he's one valuable enough to bring him to the king. I guess he should be. Or just to value if he can go against Gon, right? Because what if he's too strong for him as well? Because I think so. At least the option is there. Interesting. So we are finally back with Gon and Killua, which is nice. I mean, they are the main characters, right? And I think one of the big questions here in this episode is the dilemma that Gon and Killua were in, and that Knuckles and Shooter are in as well. And all in all of the Hunters League is in. This question that was in other things in the past very often as well. Who do you save? 1 or a million? Who do you save? 5 million or the whole human race? And I don't know if there's a real and a good answer here. Because the question is always if you choose to, let's say in this scenario here, let the 5 million people die in this country to be sure or to at least have a better chance to kill the king. And by doing so, saving all of human race, right? It goes in by the idea that you know if you don't do it like that, you will lose. And that's just speculations right now. We don't know what will happen. Problem is, the big question is an ethical one. What will that make out of you if you let those people die? For good reason, for a reason that is completely logical and everything. But wouldn't that kind of shatter your humanity and who you are, what you are? So it's a very, very ethical question. And as I say, I don't think there's a correct answer to that. Because there will be always those questions. If you remember one of the first Spider-Man movies, long time ago, there was this scene with the Green Goblin having, on the one hand, letting fall the girlfriend of Spider-Man at that time, and on the other hand, there was this cartload of small children, right? And it was the same. What will you do? You can only save one. Who will you save? Sure, in this case, they pulled the typical trick of him being able to kind of save both, which did not really work out so well in the end, but whatever. But it is a typical dilemma that a hero character will always face sooner or later. You cannot always save everyone. That's the one thing. So if you're in a battle or in a fast situation, you have to choose out of your gut, out of instinct. But this is even further because it is a situation where I think you cannot choose correctly. In the end, it is, will you be able to live with your decision? And Gon is someone who says, man, I don't care, it would be wrong to let people die, so I will try to save everyone. And if it gets harder for me later on or impossible, that's my mistake, but at least I did not lose my humanity, right? As I said, that is something you can discuss like endlessly. Knuckle and Shooter have the same thing there, but it's kind of that they got prohibited. They got told not to interfere. So they have at least the option to blame it on their superiors. But even then, you are in another situation. What if an order that a superior gives you is just ethical questionable? I know that there is. Don't put me on the exact point where it is. There is a saying in our laws here. So if you're in the army, you have to obey the orders of those superior to you. But if the order that the superior gives is ethically wrong or questionable, and you say, I'm completely sure that is something I shouldn't do. Just the example, your captain gives you the order to shoot at an unarmed child, taking the extreme, right? You are allowed to deny that order because you say, no, that's wrong. It's not what it is meant to be. And I think you're even allowed to kind of try to take your captain and put him in jail if you are able to. So it's as I said, a lot of ethical questions in this episode. We have seen in the beginning of the episode the captains of the ants appear again at the footstep to their king's castle. And I guess they got kind of beaten up by the Hunter Association and are now fleeing back, tails between their legs, to the one that is stronger than them. Seeing what the king did so far, I mean, there was this smirk from the lion who possibly thought he can play them some way because he feels like he's at least a bit somewhat intellectual superior. I think that the king will just kill those three and just eat their brains because he is like not caring anymore about stuff. You know, they're not his. They're not important for him. Additionally, they brought in a bit of background about Grandpa Zoldyck. I like that. Looking forward to see if we maybe get some glimpse about what he did there in the past. They had this short moment of a little view on totalitarian systems, how they make sure their people are loyal, kind of, to them by making them spy on each other, which is as it seems, a very common thing in many totalitarian systems, that you make the people spy on each other. So you have like a huge organization who does stuff like that, but additionally, you tell the people to spy on everyone around them and give them, you know, the typical, as I said, the stick and the carrot idea. So you give them a carrot if they did as you wish and spy on their neighbors, on their family, whoever. And if they misbehave because someone spied on them and it was clear after that, you give them a stick. So it's sadly a working system, as we know from reality, right? If you look at what many, not all, but many totalitarian systems did, that is something that happened and still happens nowadays, sadly. And then we had this short interlude of the Hunters Guild talking to Marcos, who was or is an important figure in this country that the king now took over for the military. So they need his information, his insight, to be sure how to attack, possibly like how do we get into the palace, where are guards positioned, how's the military controlled, stuff like that. I mean, not that the Hunter Guild wants to go against the country itself, but they need to be aware of that, because the king is right now controlling Diego, and by doing that, he's controlling the military. And although each of these military soldiers cannot stand against the hunter, if you have a huge standing military like this country has, they are a problem for you for sure as well. What they shown a small light on is a very typical thing if one of those high-ranking people around a totalitarian leader is willing to change sides. Sadly enough, they very often are able to have like an out-of-prison card with that, right? So they give you the information, they help you, and therefore they get a new life, even with luxuries, and everything they did in the past is forgotten. Which is harsh, because I see why they do it like that. You need this information, you need to reach the bigger fish, you need to get the real problem. But it's kind of the same ethical dilemma as with this 5 million against everyone idea. You let other criminals get away and even give them a free card to reach the top, to reach the real boss. But what do you learn as a small criminal from that? You learn, as long as I'm gathering enough power, enough influence, if I am important enough, then I can get out of everything by selling whoever's around, right? So it doesn't matter if you lie, steal, cheat, murder, everything, right? As long as you are strong and powerful. And that's a problem. That is, I mean, I'm impressed. It is just one episode, but they pointed out a lot of flaws that we do have in our societies around the world as well. Sadly enough. Interesting one. So, that's episode 98. I liked it. I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, if you know what I mean, because the problems are a bit too real. But it's very interesting and entertaining. I look forward to see what's happening in 99. But as I already said in the beginning, majorly, what's about to happen in episode 100? I mean, come on, there has to be something like a big bang. I really look forward to see if they do something there where I'm like, holy heck, that just happened. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. As always, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.